Errors and exceptions. Python can only execute a program if the program is syntactically correct. Otherwise, the process fails and returns an error message. Syntax refers to the structure of the program and the rules about the structure. For example, while true, print hello world. Here, the while true is a condition and the print is the next line. So this is invalid syntax. So this creates a syntax error as invalid syntax. If there is a single syntax error anywhere in your program, Python will display an error message and quit. You will not be able to complete the execution of your program. As you see here, Sam age is 15, Jim age equal to 12. If Jim age is greater than Sam age, print Sam is older, else. So here, after the else part, we didn't give any data, so it gives a syntax error, invalid syntax. So it executes in the if statement itself. So this is about syntax error. So runtime errors. The second type of error is a runtime error. Error does not appear until you run the program. These errors are called exceptions because they usually indicate that something exceptional has happened. For example, if you didn't declare any variable regarding name, and when you run the program, then only you can say that the name is not defined. Like that, it is to give the runtime error. This is said to be an exception. Semantic errors. If there is a semantic error in your program, the computer will not generate any error message. Program will not do the right thing, it will do something else. The meaning of the program is wrong. That is semantic error. Identifying semantic error can be tricky because it requires you to work backward by looking at the output of the program and trying to figure out what is going. For example, here we give sum is equal to 0 and I equal to 0. We initialize sum and I as 0, and for I in range of 11. Here sum is equal to sum plus I. So we print 0, and whenever it is coming, it will print 0. Then sum equal to sum plus already 0 was there. So 1, already was 1 there. When it comes to 2, 1 plus 2, it will print 3. Here the program is about the sum of n natural numbers. But the output is wrong because the print sum is given within the for loop. So it print each and every time the loop of the sum value. So if the print value is out of the for loop, it will print the natural value sum. So this is a semantic error. Unless we look into the program, we cannot identify it. So these are the standard error exceptions: index error, sequence subscript out of range, key error, that dictionary key not found, zero division errors. As we all know that if a number is divided by 0, it will be infinity. So it gives a zero division error. Value error, that is value inappropriate for built-in function. Type error, function or operation using the wrong type. Input output error, that is file handling. So these are the standard error exceptions. So now let us see exception. Exceptions are errors that occurs at the runtime of the program. If the exceptions are not handled by the program, they may result in crashing the program. So executions are events that can modify the flow or control through a program. They are automatically triggered on errors. The try and catch. So catch and recover from raised by you or Python exception. So try or finally is nothing but perform cleanup actions whether the exceptions occur or not. Rise is nothing but a trigger an exception manually in your code. Assert is nothing but conditionally trigger an exception in your code. So what are the exception roles? Error handling. So to handle the error, whenever Python detects an error, it raises exceptions. So default behavior stops program. Otherwise, code try to catch and recover from the exception. Event notification can signal a valid condition. For example, in search. Special case handling handles unusual situations. Termination actions like guarantees the required closing time operators, that is try and finally. Unusual control flows, a sort of high level go to. So this is about the try except else block. That is try, it will give the block of the statement, that is main code to run. Except handler for exception, there will be multiple exceptions. So except 1, except 2, except 3, all those. And else block, that is default block which runs if no exception occurs. So let us see an example here. Try action except name error, index error, key error. These are the type of errors which may occur. It's given in the exceptions. So general catch all cause, add empty except. If the catch unrelated to other system code system exceptions, it may match exception mean for the handler. So zero division, as I mentioned previously, a number is divided by 0, it is infinity. So it cannot be printed like it creates an error. So here the division x comma y, return x divided by. If someone, when you enter the manual, you can give 20 divided by 0, right? So if someone mistakenly given, it must be handled by the program, because error is that which will make the program flow stop, whereas the exception is that which handles the exception and will not stop the flow of a execution of a program. So here, when a 0 is given, it is given the except 0 division error. So print division by error, then it will continue the program division 5 comma 2 and division 5 comma 0. So divisible by 0 error. So 5 by 2 is not an exception, so it gives the answer, that is 2. And 5 comma 0 is that it is division by error, it is handled. This is about the exception handling.